He gets 44. I don't know how he does it. Incredible. Absolutely amazing. Your talents, Chris Waddle, never end. Well, here we are. And
it's a team game.
It is a team game. But you've played a part there, Chris. Well done. I mean, it's being played tonight, this game, in splendid isolation, isn't it? On a Thursday night, Thursday the 3rd of January. And I think that is certainly too early to be talking about a title decider, but it is unquestionably a massive game. The world is watching here tonight, which is just as well, because according to the managers, we have the two best teams in the world that we're about to see. But I think that's a classic piece of mind games, isn't it? Praising your opponent's team before a game.
No, listen, the whole world's watching all of Europe. There's no football at the minute. They all have that winter break. Everybody's took this game. I'm sure it's been shown everywhere. And let's hope it's a great advertisement for the Premier League and two teams having a go at each other and not standing off, thinking a draw is good enough for both teams. We need an early goal to get this game going.
They are now trying to fold up that enormous Manchester City badge, and it's taking all 44 of them to do that as well. They're all in black. They've got it under control, and now they're marching off the field right down the middle like an enormous caterpillar, carrying the Manchester City badge. The teams are out there. Liverpool to the right. The tracksuit tops have been peeled off and are being carried back towards the benches. The team of mascots, and there is a team of them. There must be 11 of them in the sky blue shirts in the centre circle. Manchester City players have just come and posed for their pre-match photograph, and various accoutrements of the pre-match formalities are being carried away off into the corner of the stadium. These are the teams tonight then. Manchester City with Ederson in goal. He's just walking all in yellow to the goal to our left. Back four of Danilo, Stones, Kompany and Laporte. In midfield, Fernandinho, Bernardo Silva and David Silva, Raheem Sterling, Leroy Sané and Sergio Aguero. And the Liverpool team, as the mascots run off the field towards our side of the pitch here, and Vincent Kompany and Jordan Henderson are now with the referee Anthony Taylor and his assistants, and shaking hands and giving one another a little hug over the halfway line. The Liverpool team, Alisson in goal, back four of Alexander-Arnold, Lovren, Van Dijk and Robertson. In midfield, Henderson with Wijnaldum and Milner, and then Salah, Firmino and Mane up front. Formalities are completed. Liverpool are going to play from right to left. They will kick off. James Milner standing over the ball. The substitutes tonight, City with Walker, Gundogan, De Bruyne, Mahrez, Otamendi and Gabriel Jesus. Liverpool have on the bench Fabinho, Keita, Sturridge, Moreno, Lallana and Shaqiri, as well as the sub-goalkeepers Muric and Mignolet. So here we are then, Thursday night, the first Thursday in January. It is third against first in the Premier League. However, it is the Premier League champions against the Premier League leaders. The record-breaking Premier League champions of last season versus the unbeaten Premier League leaders of this season. We're about to get underway. Referee Taylor blows his whistle and Liverpool begin the match. Liverpool begin the match with a 6-point lead over Tottenham at the top of the table, and they lead Manchester City by 7 points. And huge cheers as Mane is put under pressure by Danilo, and he miscontrols it out of play for a throw-in to Manchester City, just down in front of us. Both coaches are out there, Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp to his right. And Manchester City playing the ball up to Sterling, who's yet to score in 9 appearances, Raheem Sterling, against his former club. Challenge on Fernandinho, deflected out of play. Manchester City throw. It's played forward, but Robertson steps forward and hits a long ball downfield. And Kompany will just leave it for Stones to volley back to goalkeeper Ederson, who is absolutely brilliant at Southampton at times with the ball at his feet. When we were there for the commentary with Efan Ekoku, as here Bernardo Silva tries to sweep a ball to Sterling on the right hand side, and the ball is cleared away by Liverpool. It's helped out here to Danilo. Danilo is selected ahead of Kyle Walker again. His ball forward is intercepted by Henderson, and back it goes now to Alisson, who's allowed it to roll, and he was closed down by David Silva, and that's forced the error. He sliced it straight out of play on the far side.
That's a couple of mistakes. Mane could have controlled one a couple of minutes earlier, let that go out of play, sloppy play. City's come out of the blocks very, very quick. Great atmosphere in the stadium. It's best I've seen, best I've heard at Man City.
Aguero flicking the ball on with his head after the throw-in. Zane lifts it out towards the right-hand side. Now to the right flank where Sterling is waiting. Back to Danilo. And then Bernardo Silva to Sterling again. Sterling just drifts inside ahead of Mane. And now Bernardo Silva is able to take it up and clip a pass with his left instep to Kompany on the halfway line. Here's Laporte then, who has started at left back. Zane out there, ball in towards Aguero. Aguero got a very good record scoring against Liverpool here in this stadium. 6 goals here against Liverpool. Then a little foray forward down the left, and Alexander-Arnold puts his foot in and deflects it out of play to stop that Zane run. Throw-in taken by Laporte. Aguero with the blonde rinse over on the far side. Oh, brilliant piece of play from Aguero to beat 2 men. Cutting in field now. Takes it actually further out and then swings a pass forward, but beyond Bernardo Silva and through for a goal kick. And it's 0-0. Very early stages on BBC Radio 5 live from Manchester City's Etihad Stadium. Chris Waddle.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone. Lovely bit of skill by Aguero. He should have squared it though across to Danilo. Saw that really difficult pass to Sterling on the right hand side. But City have started the brightest even though it's a couple of minutes into the game.
Liverpool on this great run, this great winning run, won all 8 games they played in December while Manchester City were faltering. But here's Sané down the left hand side. Sané does well, comes inside Alexander-Arnold and then whips it across to the near post, but Alisson is able to drop down onto his knees and gather it. Aguero is there though on the edge of the 6-yard box if Sané had been able to find him, but that was a brilliant burst from Sané, and now Mane is bundled over by Fernandinho 10 yards inside his own half, and it's a free kick to Liverpool.
City have set the stall out already. High tempo pressing. Sané on a good run down that left hand side, very lively. They're going high up the field. They're not going to let Liverpool settle.
Ball played back to Alisson again, and immediately David Silva is the man to go and try and unsettle him, so he plays it out to Lovren, who's pass forward is headed back to David Silva. Henderson's in with the challenge, but then David Silva's ball, as Henderson came in with the challenge, runs straight through to Alisson. And Liverpool here are now trying to play it out from the back. Manchester City trying to unsettle them, and they have unsettled Liverpool, but then the misplaced pass, and Liverpool are able to chip it forward through Alexander-Arnold, but then another mistake in centre field, and it's a throw-in to Manchester City 10 yards inside the Liverpool half.
What nerves. People say that, listen, Liverpool are top of the league, 7 points clear, whatever it is, and look, you can say they're very, very nervous. City have come out of the blocks very, very quick. What, just coming up with nearly 4.5 minutes. All right, no goal scoring opportunities, but Liverpool have given the ball away so cheaply.
So much about top football though, Chris, as you know only too well, is about dealing with pressure, isn't it? And we talk so much about the pressure of leading, the pressure of trying to come from behind and retain the league title, whether it's Manchester City or Liverpool. But here at the home ground of the champions, Liverpool are under pressure. 0-0. Sterling just stumbled centre field, but now the ball is taken up by Fernandinho, who goes away from Henderson and then runs into Robertson, who came across, who's gone down holding his head, and he's still down. Anthony Taylor is having his attention brought to the fact that Robertson is down, and Manchester City were in possession of the ball. The home supporters are furious that play's been stopped, but Robertson's down holding his head.
I'm saying that's a foul. Fernandinho followed through. Sterling goes down first, he jumps up, Fernandinho overruns it, and as the ball goes through, Robertson clears it, he clatters into him, slaps him on the back of the head. He doesn't hit him hard, he just pushes him on the back of the head. Bit of a slap if anything. Robertson's holding his face. I don't know how he's done that, unless he's got more arms than we think, but
he shoved him in the back of the head.
Yeah, so why is he holding his face? The City obviously not happy about it, having to go at the referee about it. Listen, if it's a head injury, you've got to stop the game, and the ref's done it right.
But by a happy coincidence for Liverpool, I think it's serving them well just to slow the game down.
Exactly, because City have really come out of the blocks quick.
And Klopp has called across James Milner, of course, one of the great experienced heads in this Liverpool team. He's spoken to him, and Milner has now gone out there. He spoke to Sadio Mane, and now I can see him as well talking to Henderson. And then Robertson is waved back on as the ball is dropped, and Liverpool give the possession back to Manchester City.
You'd just like to see Liverpool, they're under pressure. City's playing very high, they're not letting them play out from the back into midfield, and you just think, send a couple over the top. City's pretty high. Listen, even if City get there first, chase them down, you may get a throw, get yourselves up the park. At the minute they're trying to play out, and City give them credit, have closed them down and not allowing them to play Liverpool.
Aguero running back to the halfway line there was challenged very strongly from behind by Van Dijk, and now Bernardo Silva dives into the challenge. It's swept forward by Milner. Sadio Mane's gone down as he challenged for the ball with Danilo, and referee Taylor is allowing it all to go.
Yeah, well, listen, it's a hard game for the referee tonight.
Yeah, it certainly is. One of those where you've got to have eyes in the back of your head. It's a supreme test. It's pressure for the referee and his officials tonight as well. Milner then plays it forward from the centre circle, but he's got too much on that, and it will be left by Kompany to Ederson, who swings a long ball downfield, unlike him. Got the two fine Brazilian goalkeepers in this match, Alisson of Liverpool, Ederson of Manchester City, and the ball now at the feet of the man in green to our right, in front of where the Liverpool supporters are in the two tiers. To our right, Alisson passes it out, and the Liverpool central defenders, Lovren and Van Dijk, get a touch, then it's out to Alexander-Arnold, and then they go back to Alisson again. And this is more sensible from Liverpool in possession, just trying to kill the early atmosphere inside the stadium here. Alisson now driving a pass. Robertson's going to do well to reach that, but he is. He's able to sprint back 10-15 yards, then turns, plays it forward. It bounces a long way to Mane. Sadio Mane through the middle. Firmino making a run. Salah on the edge of the box. It's played to the right hand side to Alexander-Arnold. There's space here for the right back. Swings it across. A little touch. Deflected goalwards, but straight into the arms of Ederson, who's able to scoop it up. I think it came off Fernandinho.
Yeah, it's took 8 minutes to see Liverpool actually put 4 or 5 passes together. City have come out the blocks quick, as we said, and but Liverpool now are trying to press them high up the field. Not a lot of joy at the minute, but that was the first real attack we saw from Liverpool, but City stood off them.
I think I said Mohamed Salah's name for the first time in the commentary there. And we're in the 9th minute. Manchester City 0, Liverpool 0. Danilo with the throw. As we said, the onus is on Manchester City. If City win this game, they're back to within 4 points of Liverpool. If Liverpool win it, they'll be 10 points ahead of City. That's the simplest equation of the evening. Here's Robertson taking the throw for Liverpool. Gets it back from Firmino. Hat-trick man against Arsenal. And then back towards the halfway line. Lovren to Alexander-Arnold. And Lovren again, near the halfway line, but turns and plays it back to Alisson. And since the stoppage, Liverpool have very much settled into the game, and they've seen a great deal more of the ball, and the Manchester City press that we saw for those opening minutes seems to have eased off.
Yes, they've dropped off the pace, City. They've come out of the blocks ever so quick, and they're getting a little bit of a breather, but it's allowing Liverpool to put a lot of passes together, which obviously frustrates the home fans because they want to go and get the ball back as quick as possible. But City have got to keep a high tempo if they want to get a result tonight.
Chris Waddle with us on BBC Radio 5 Live. 62 caps for England. Here's Stones, John Stones, 37 caps for England. Plays the ball out towards the left hand side. Back it comes to Vincent Kompany, starting a match for City this season for only the 9th time. Kompany plays it back to Ederson, who controls it, looks for Danilo. Milner was able to throw himself in front of it, and it bounces out of play off Bernardo Silva, says referee Taylor. In fact, no, he says that Bernardo Silva shoved Mane in the back, and it's a free kick that Liverpool play back into their own half.
You got that right, Anthony Taylor. It was a push in the back.
0-0. And Liverpool play it all the way back now, again into central defence, and then all the way back to goalkeeper Alisson. This is more like the 0-0 at Anfield in October. In that match, if you remember, neither team had an attempt on target until over an hour into the game. 0-0 here. And the only ball's headed out of play by Firmino from the throw from Robertson, so it's a throw into Manchester City near the halfway line. And I think that was a deflection, wasn't it, off Fernandinho, that ended up in the arms of his goalkeeper Ederson. City with the ball on the edge of their own penalty area. Stones back to Ederson again, who threads a pass in between Firmino and Mane, and now Bernardo Silva draws 2 Liverpool players and then flicks it to the left hand side to Sadio Mane. David Silva Back to Fernandinho, raking pass from him, and what a pass to the feet of Sterling on the right-hand side. Sterling's up against Robertson. Robertson does well, gets the challenge in with his left foot. Drop of the shoulder from Sterling. Wanted to go inside, went outside, but Robertson read it and put in an excellent challenge.
Brilliant ball from Fernandinho. We're talking about how he does a defensive job and he's so disciplined in front of that back four. But he has got that in his locker, that pass. What a wonderful crossfield pass to Sterling, who, he's got wonderful pace, Sterling. Sometimes you just think push it and run, because at least you're going to get a throw in on a corner of it.
Fernandinho, who came back into the Manchester City team at Southampton when City last played, and suddenly it looked like a different ball game. He missed 4 of the previous 5 when City lost 3 of their last 4 league games, which is why we have this gap. City with the ball in their own penalty area. Stones receives it from his goalkeeper Danilo, now up towards Sterling, and Robertson was very tight on him, right in front of where Guardiola was watching. Now Bernardo Silva with a long ball forward, but it's hooked away by Van Dijk and out of play for a throw-in just to the right of the Liverpool technical area, the coaching area, where Jurgen Klopp is there in his red training shoes. Other than that, all in black baseball cap on his head. Manchester City with company, hits a ball that's way over the top of the intended target, Sané, and out of play for a throw into Liverpool halfway inside their own half.
I think Jurgen Klopp will obviously not be happy with the way they've used the ball. Only on a couple of occasions they've put a lot of passes together. He'll be a bit worried about that. I think his midfield at the minute can't put their foot on the ball. You're looking for a player who can get on the ball and start dictating the play in there. They're playing up against the City players, but they're not doing anything when they get the ball.
Here's Sterling, middle of the Liverpool half, tries to lift it over the top with his right foot. This one's headed away by Lovren. It comes out for Fernandinho. Couldn't get the ball down, couldn't get it under control. Milner is then able to stretch and stab it away. Then it's helped further away by Firmino to Sadio Mane, who, remember, was sent off here in the league last season, or challenged by Bernardo Silva. Down went Mane, and Bernardo Silva remonstrated immediately, waving his left arm around as if to say to Mane, get up, there was nothing wrong with that. And referee Taylor agrees that it was a good challenge by Bernardo Silva, but now a loss of composure from Laporte, just passing the ball out of play on the far side, throwing Liverpool.
I know David Silva gets a lot of the plaudits, and rightly so, but Bernardo Silva is a fantastic player, and he's only going to get better and better in a City shirt. So far City look more composed on the ball, more relaxed. Liverpool, for me, look very nervous, and they've given the ball away so cheap. Again, another one.
Yep, Salah this time stretching for it, but Manchester City are back in possession. Here's Sterling, much more centrally. Sterling goes away from his England colleague Henderson. Now to Sané on the left-hand side, who tried to give it back to Sterling, who didn't continue his run into the full-back position, the Liverpool right-back area, and therefore Liverpool have that yellow ball back, clearing it towards the halfway line, aiming for Salah, but the Manchester City defenders towering over him. Laporte easily headed it down, but Liverpool cross the halfway line again. Here on the left-hand side, it's 0-0, still early stages here. Salah into Firmino, who rolls the challenge from David Silva, now to the edge of the box. Wijnaldum turns, plays it to the right-hand side. Alexander-Arnold's ball across is behind everyone in a red shirt, but Mane gets to it first. Now here's Robertson, left side of the penalty area. Mane just touches it further back to Milner. Robertson again, almost in the full-back position. Little ball into the box to Mo Salah, who tries to go around the very solid and sturdy figure of Fernandinho, who stood up extremely strongly against Salah and actually wins the free kick for Salah's foul on him from behind.
I think you've mentioned Fernandinho's name more than any other player so far. He's been involved in Liverpool's attack, come off and went to the goalie, crossfield ball, running into Robertson and get a free kick off Salah.
Manchester City 0, Liverpool 0, and we've played quarter of an hour, Chris, and very little in the way of goal-scoring opportunities.
Yeah, a lot of respect, high-tempo game. I think Liverpool are just waiting for City to come off the pace, and so far they haven't.
We were both here, weren't we, for the 5-0 last season, which was an amazing scoreline given the way that the game went. That was early on last season when Sadio Mane was controversially sent off, and if you remember, they next played each other in the Premier League in January when Liverpool won 4-3 at Anfield. That was Manchester City's first league defeat of last season, on the way to the title. And then, of course, there were the Champions League meetings of April, and then the 0-0 draw of October. So Liverpool unbeaten against City since that 5-0 defeat here, and City very patiently here in possession inside their own half. An excellent first 6 or 7 minutes of the match, and since then the intensity has just slowed, and they're showing each other lots of respect. Aguero takes Van Dijk out of the game, but then Bernardo Silva, a little unfortunate there, the way that the ball broke for him. Wijnaldum now is fouled, a little foul by David Silva in the centre circle, and it's a free kick to Liverpool. And again, managing the game here in no hurry, Liverpool.
I think Guardiola's sent Stones and company at the back, let's move the ball a lot quicker. You're going back the goalkeeper too long, you're taking too long basically in possession. Can you get the ball forward a lot earlier?
Manchester City 0, Liverpool 0. And you can tell what's happened to the game when I look down at the spectators in front of us here. Many of them have picked up their phones and are having a little look and seeing what's being said. It's just got that sort of feel around it at the moment. Here's Salah turning near the centre circle. Then a lovely little flick from Firmino to Salah, who slips the ball through to Mane, and Mane hits the post with a shot. It bounces out. It's cleared. Then it's blocked on the line. Salah follows up. Salah's claiming that he touched it over the line, but no, the technology doesn't give it, and that is remarkable that the ball did not end up in the back of the Manchester City net. Sadio Mane looked to have done everything right. Now Henderson plays it into the box. Ederson comes and gets a punch on it, and it's cleared away downfield by Bernardo Silva. Amazing. How did it stay out?
That was incredible, wasn't it? Oh, he got the ball, Salah, lovely little give and go, gets a return, throws on it, so you think it's in, hits the post, and then there's a scramble, and it comes away. How that's never gone over the line. I was waiting for the referee to get the signal on his wrist wherever he gets it to say that was crossed the line.
So brilliant combination though between Salah, Firmino and Mane right through the middle of the Manchester City defence.
If you can get the ball to them, they haven't had a lot of service, let's be honest. That was the first bit of service they've had. If you can get the ball to them, we've known over the last 18 months whatever that they can beat anybody.
And when the ball came back off the post, it came back out centrally, and the follow-up, I think Danilo was in there, and it was scrambled away with Salah putting pressure on it from right off the goal line. We've not seen a replay yet to see how close it was to actually crossing the line. Company heading the ball out of play on the far side, throwing to Liverpool that Trent Alexander-Arnold is waiting to take. Still he waits. Not much movement for him. Now here's the replay while we're looking at that. Ederson actually diving back, and it was hooked away. The bouncing ball was hooked away right off the line by John Stones, was it?
Well, John Stones tried to clear it. The goalkeeper...
Here's Alexander-Arnold on the right-hand side, does well, plays it in. Mane with a shot, but straight at goalkeeper Ederson, who's able to dive just forward and right and grasp the ball into his chest.
Well, the go down is a good chance there, but it was a difficult bit of skill. The ball was quite high, he had to just to volley it. He did well to get it on target, but it was straight at the goalkeeper Ederson. But him and Stones got so confused, it was nearly an own goal, which would have been terrible.
Stones volleyed the ball into the recovering Ederson. Here's Aguero now through the middle, and Lovren puts in the challenge on him. That is a free kick, and it'll be a yellow card instantly from Anthony Taylor. No messing about there from the referee for that challenge from Lovren, who took down the dangerous Aguero as he burst forward from the centre circle.
Just great change of pace, Aguero. Oh, and it's a terrible tackle. We've just seen the benefit of a replay. That is shocking. He's got no intent to go for the ball. He's left him for pace. He dives in, takes him out. Yes, yellow. He's lucky to get that.
Yeah, dived in. I mean, that's a yellow card.
Oh, definite.
Yeah, I'm saying it's not a red card.
Well, he deliberately took him out, didn't he?
Free kick. A little further on, actually, I think, from where it happened. It's about, well, it's in the middle of the Liverpool half. Lovren becomes the first player to receive a yellow card in this match. And a free kick in a dangerous position. Silva and Bernardo Silva work it. David Silva's ball in, chested by Aguero. The offside flag is up. He chested it down with his back to goal, but the flag was up, and it's a free kick to Liverpool inside their own penalty area. 20 minutes played, Manchester City 0, Liverpool 0. But going back to the ball off the line, after it came off the post, John Stones blasted it straight into Ederson's head, and then, oh my goodness, we're just seeing the replay again.
Wow.
And the replay made it look as though the ball was over the line. There must be millimetres in that as the ball is played forward, but Van Dijk gracefully comes across and whips the ball away from Bernardo Silva and chips it out of play near the halfway line. It must have been so close to being over the line.
In an inch.
Well, I would say less.
Well, There you go. I'm not going to argue about him.
Manchester City 0, Liverpool 0, but only just by a fraction of an inch. Here's David Silva on the left-hand side. Sané's low ball across, left-footed. Van Dijk was there to sweep it away this time, out of play, into all of those seething spectators on the far side as they stretched for the ball, and it landed in amongst them, and it's thrown back down for Laporte, who takes the throw-in back into his own half.
I'd be disappointed, John Guardiola, that we're not saw Sterling or Sané really yet get the better of the full-back and create anything from these wide areas. They've had the ball to the feet, but they've played back and square. Aguero's definitely a threat so far in the game, you'd say that.
Yes, but he'll be relieved when he sees that back again at half-time, that his team didn't go 1-0 down there. It's still 0-0. Here's the dangerous Sergio Aguero on the right-hand side, though. Aguero, Manchester City's top scorer, 13 goals this season, scored one of the goals, got back into the goals at Southampton at the weekend. Now here's Danilo taking the ball forward towards the edge of the box. Fernandinho tried to lift it across to Sané, but didn't get it quite right, and it was headed down and away. But Sané's got the ball at his feet and is now moving into the penalty area on the left-hand side. He's got David Silva out there. David Silva right-footed ball across. That's blocked away out of the penalty area, and Firmino passes it forward for Salah. Clever from Manchester City there. Laporte just ran across Salah, and that meant that Kompany was able to get to the ball comfortably and keep it for City. Halfway through the first half, and it's 0-0 on this cold night, actually, on the east side of Manchester. Great noise inside the stadium. Milner falling and clearing from his own right back position against his former club, and then the ball is pumped high out towards the right hand side by Fernandinho. Sterling immediately took it down. The bearded Bernardo Silva gives it to Sterling, who flicks it back towards the halfway line. John Stones now lifts a pass out towards Laporte, more generally his central defensive colleague, Laporte and Stones. But Laporte now from left back is taking the ball up towards the edge of the area and then just passing it rather loosely straight at Van Dijk, who could clear it away. City again. Stones in the centre circle, turning and stretch from Laporte, just kept in by Sané on the left hand side. Sané now stabs it to Aguero, left side of the penalty area, on his right foot, lays it through to David Silva. David Silva pulls it back, and it's cleared away just outside the penalty area by James Milner. That was classic City, cutting through the opposition defence and pulling it back from the byline. But this time Liverpool were able to clear.
Great spell at the minute on Man City. You got the tempo going, they're moving the ball a lot quicker. Liverpool are quite happy though to get red shirts behind the ball and frustrate and try and catch them on the break.
0-0. Manchester City 0, Liverpool 0.
Offside
against Sané, and it's a free kick to Liverpool halfway inside their own half. So we can take a breath after a fairly intensive period of play over the course of the last 10 minutes. Liverpool so close to taking the lead. When Mané's shot hit the post, came out, Stones kicked it into Ederson, who was diving back, and Stones himself brilliantly cleared it off the line. Bearing in mind, a split second, he was on the edge of the 6-yard box, kicking it into his own goalkeeper, and then an instant later, back on his own goal line, clearing it away. Stones now, a little touch on Sadio Mane, and it's a free kick to Liverpool in the central third. And the freeze frame of the goal line decision incident is suggesting that there were only fractions of an inch in it.
Yeah, the more you look at it,
it might be an inch actually.
Well, John Stones did ever so well to get off the lane. I mean, it was a right mess they made of it, him and Ederson, but he cleared it. You'd say City have been the better side in possession, but they haven't created one good chance here.
The better side up to the edge of the Liverpool penalty area.
And that's the problem. You're waiting for Sterling, Sané, Aguero, the two Silvas to create something, and they haven't. They've played well up to that area, but in the final third where it all counts, they haven't produced anything. And
it's still 0-0. We still wait for the first goal in matches between these sides this season. As time's gone on, that missed penalty by Mahrez at Anfield looks more and more significant, doesn't it? In the in the closing stages of that match. Mahrez on the bench today. That was quite a controversial choice of penalty taker that day, if you remember. Here's Van Dijk, he turns and plays it back to Alisson.
They wanted Jesus to take it, didn't they?
That's right. Ball is passed out by Alisson to Lovren, then back to the Liverpool goalkeeper, who unusually passes it straight to an opposing player, Danilo, near the halfway line. And so Manchester City start again from the back. Almost half an hour played. Stones has a look up as he reaches the halfway line. Bernardo Silva, then back to Fernandinho, but Fernandinho has Henderson on him.
I just don't think, John, the movement from Sterling and they don't ask questions behind early enough. They look at the ball, they're passing it around City, take off, and if they don't hit it, you can say, look, I've made the run, you're not hitting the ball, but they're not actually making any runs.
But City would normally do that.
Yeah, but look, we're looking at it now. Stones is touch. Look at Sterling, not moving, not at all.
Stones, in that case, has to go square back towards Kompany. Little ball to Fernandinho, and then back it goes again. And there's a little lull inside the stadium now with Manchester City. Possession inside their own half, but not hurting Liverpool at all. There's plenty of respect being shown here. Aguero back into his own half for Stones again. Now Bernardo Silva, but he's 10 yards inside his own half. Now the ball from Fernandinho over the top for Sterling to chase into the penalty area. Robertson's back with him, blocks the cross, back to Sterling. Sterling tees up David Silva, stabs it goalwards. It's blocked inside the penalty area, and Liverpool are able to pass it away. And then Sadio Mane instantly sweeps it downfield. You can see clearly what Liverpool are looking for here. As soon as City had that pressure at one end and they got the chance to break, then instantly downfield they came, but Sadio Mane wasn't able to find
Salah. You want to see Sterling, listen, and if he runs out of steam, put your hand up. You've got people like Mahrez to come on, but you've got to ask questions behind. There's a lot of space behind this back four, Liverpool, and the possession they're getting, no pressure on it. Stones, Fernandinho, they can send that ball, but you've got to make the run. You run, I kick it, not wait for you to kick it and then I'll run.
Brilliant defensive play from Robertson though against Sterling too. Liverpool with the ball on the right hand side, and then as it came to Wijnaldum, so the challenge came in and Kompany was able to see the ball back to Ederson. Brilliant takedown by Aguero from a ball that was hit so high, I think it was out of our sight under the top of the tier above, and then it came down and he killed it dead. The ball deflects out of play for a throw into Liverpool eventually on the halfway line.
He's looked very bright, Aguero, so far in this game. All right, he's probably a bit frustrated that he hasn't had a goal-scoring opportunity, a real clear one at the moment, but his link-up play, his movement's been excellent.
0-0. FA Cup to come this weekend. We've got stacks of commentaries over the course of the coming weekend. Big preview programme, 5 Live tomorrow night. Don't miss that, when we'll have all of those FA Cup third round stories for you, and then the commentaries whenever FA Cup football's being played, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you will hear it here on 5 Live. Here's Mane, slips the ball to Milner on the left hand side, but the ball bounces for Bernardo Silva, who's able to play it to Stones in the box, then back towards Ederson, who typically pulls the ball to his left about 3 feet from the line and clears it downfield eventually onto the head of Van Dijk, who heads it forward. Milner helps it forward, but straight to Fernandinho. Yes, Rotherham are here, aren't they, on Sunday in the FA Cup to play Manchester City. Liverpool go to Wolves in the FA Cup on Monday night. That is a 5 Live commentary match on Monday, but lots of them in between now. Are you on FA Cup duty this weekend for us?
No, I'll probably be at Sheffield Wednesday v Luton.
Yeah, interesting times for Wednesday.
Yeah, new manager. Results have turned around, but Luton are a very good side.
Ball played across by Stones, and Vincent Kompany, who stretched for it and is yellow carded. Well, he was put under pressure by John Stones there in his challenge on Mohamed Salah. He took the ball, but he's caught Salah as well, who's gone down, stayed down, and is clutching his lower left leg. It was because of the way that Kompany went in there. Well, he has been shown the yellow card, Kompany, for the challenge, Chris.
That's too bad. By the way, he's left the ground. That
could be a red card.
That could easily be a red. He's lucky to get a yellow. Listen, the referee, big game, he's given him a yellow, and as you said earlier, it's definitely a yellow card. And as I said, the other one, how you look at it, that could have been a red as well.
I think that was closer to a red card.
Well,
than
he's left the
Lovren's.
ground, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So you can't leave the ground, and he's very lucky there, Vincent Kompany.
Manchester City 0, Liverpool 0, and referee Taylor is only just putting his card back in his pocket. Liverpool weren't best pleased with that. Certainly Salah wasn't best pleased. That could have been nasty, and he's okay.
Yeah,
And in fact, Jurgen Klopp here, Juliet Farrington to our right, just pointed out that Jurgen Klopp is in lengthy conversations with Martin Atkinson, who's the fourth official here tonight, clearly telling him what he thinks of that. Free kick then. Milner plays it into the area, but onto the head of a leaping Bernardo Silva, who headed it down, and Leroy Sané now left-footed, long downfield, Aguero on the chase, and it's lifted out of play by Jordan Henderson.
No risk.
Not sure. He wasn't sure how close Aguero was to him there.
It was
He's
a
just lifted it out of play.
bouncing ball, back to the goal. If he's short, Aguero's in. He's done the right thing. He's kicked it into the crowd. Good decision.
What pace Aguero showed down the left wing there, incidentally. That was lightning quick. City, 32 minutes played, it's 0-0, and City are in possession. If you've just joined us on 5 Live, if you're on your way home, you've been working or you've been out and you've missed the action so far, for the most part they've shown each other lots of respect. But Liverpool so close to being ahead. The whole same incident when Sadio Mane's shot hit the post, it came out, John Stones cleared it into his goalkeeper Ederson, it bounced back, and Stones somehow managed to clear it away from off the line. It was almost over the line. Here's Sané now on the left hand side, pulls it across under pressure, but Van Dijk was there on the edge of the 6-yard box and gets right underneath it and sends it up and behind into the Liverpool supporters for what is the first corner of the match.
Great change of pace. Aguero, great ball. Salah runs in behind, and as you say, Van Dijk just puts that into where the Liverpool fans are, and it's a corner.
Chris Waddle with us on 5 Live, once Britain's most expensive footballer. Here's Sané on the left-hand side with the corner. Whistle goes for some sort of pushing and shoving inside the penalty area. I think it's Bernardo Silva who's been picked up for it, and he's not best pleased again. We're seeing lots of arms being thrown up in the air by Bernardo Silva. Free kick Liverpool.
I can't believe he's in there anyway. He's not the biggest, is he? What's he doing among all them? But anyway, the referee spotted it, so... Robertson does well, but the return pass from Firmino didn't give him much of a chance. Stones has to step forward and then pass it away from Mane, and did well, and he was helped out as well by Danilo, playing again at right back. The number 3 Danilo started 3 in a row now with Kyle Walker only on the substitutes bench. Currently England's most expensive footballer, but only on the bench. Here's Bernardo Silva sending it forward towards Sterling, who heads it back. Danilo now back to Sterling on the right hand side. He's got a little bit of space, but not for long, because Robertson was in at him like a flash, took the ball away from Raheem Sterling and cleared it away. But Mane is there, halfway inside his own half. Sadio Mane, Bernardo Silva puts him under pressure, and Mane runs it out of play for a throw into Manchester City. Still 0-0. Well, I think City's honesty and work rate's been brilliant, but final third, nothing, and you would expect more from the players, the ability they've got.
Of course, the argument counter to that is it's this Liverpool defence that's conceded only 8 goals in the Premier League this season in 20 matches, nearly 20 and a half.
Yeah, you can give them credit for that, but they've been in good situations, Man City, and they've wasted. Look there, another one. Aguero lets it bounce. Sané doesn't know, do I go for it, do I not? Lack of communication, and the final third, decision making's been very poor.
But Robertson's been brilliant again at left back. Van Dijk, as ever, seems to be so often in the right place at the right time. And Lovren, when it was needed, chopped down Aguero and got a yellow card for it and snuffed out what might have been a good opportunity. Alexander-Arnold playing his part as well at right back. Here's Milner. Milner just skips away from the challenge of Fernandinho. James Milner now. Wijnaldum is challenged by David Silva, and the ball eventually deflected out of play for a throw in near the halfway line.
See, I think the three players for Liverpool in midfield, they're doing a job, but they're not creating anything, are they? So the front 3, who we know are very dangerous, we know that, are not getting the service what they need. So,
but we thought that, didn't we? As the ball is played forward, but Alisson is out of his penalty area to get there comfortably ahead of Aguero and clear it left-footed downfield. Now Sadio Mane puts in the challenge on Danilo on the halfway line for the aerial ball. It's a free kick, And Anthony Taylor, sensible refereeing this, no hurry, just walks across. Might have a little word with Mane. I don't think it'll be any more than that. It's a free kick to Manchester City.
Eddie the Eagle comes to mind there. Did you watch that over Christmas?
The film?
I watched it, yeah. The film.
I have that.
I
saw it at the cinema.
Oh, did you? It was very good. I enjoyed that.
It was, yeah, very good.
It did come to mind there, the way he felt.
Here's Company. Back to Stones. I once interviewed Eddie the Eagle.
Did you?
Yes. Interesting man. Quite eccentric. You won't be surprised to hear. Here's Fernandinho, gives the ball away on the halfway line. Mo Salah. Now it's back with Wijnaldum, halfway inside his own half. Liverpool go all the way back to Lovren. Half-time, less than 10 minutes away. It's still 0-0. Van Dijk just steers it low back to goalkeeper Alisson, but he's under no pressure here, Alisson, so he can take all the time that he likes, and he passes it just really a matter of inches past David Silva. And Liverpool are on the move again. Here's James Milner forward down the right hand side. Salah's in the left back area. Salah, Company does well though against Mohamed Salah, the Egyptian danger man, but it's the Belgian who came out with the ball, and now Leroy Sané running the ball centrally, overrunning it and colliding with Henderson. And Henderson has come off worst here.
Sané showing his pace. It's Wijnaldum who... I think he booked Wijnaldum for the challenge, and he's pushed him. He hasn't really touched him, has he? Look, he's not done anything. He's slipped, actually.
Did he book Henderson or Wijnaldum?
Wijnaldum, I think.
Yeah, Wijnaldum it was.
Which he doesn't deserve that.
That's a cheap one. When you think that the 3 yellow cards we've seen,
that is not a yellow
2 of them
that is not
compared to Wijnaldum. Still 0-0. He's okay, Sané. Didn't need treatment, and Manchester City are back in play, playing it back into the D. And Stones receives it from his goalkeeper. Stones, tall and upright. Now it's with Fernandinho, and back to Company again. Rolls the ball across to Stones. Pep Guardiola standing with a dark blue hooded raincoat today, or anorak it is. Not sure if he's got his favourite cardigan on underneath that. Company on his right foot. Very, very patient stuff from Manchester City here. And actually, Company and Stones just exchanging passes time and time again. Ball played to Danilo. Milner wasn't able to keep it in. Throw in, just down in front of us, 10 yards away from the halfway line. Back to Stones once again. And across to Company. Stretches his legs. Excellent piece of play when Company there took the ball away from Mohamed Salah.
Brilliant. Just didn't wait, did he, for a trick? Didn't, straight into the ball, eyes on it, took it away from
City. Still with Stones in possession, who got the ball back from Bernardo Silva. Now Fernandinho tried to find Sterling, but Robertson was quickly across, and then the ball is overhit downfield, and Manchester City have got the ball back again with their goalkeeper. Half-time approaching. 5 minutes to go, and it's still 0-0. We're still waiting for the first goal between these sides this season. Laporte, high ball over the top. This is for Sané to chase. Wow. He's past Lovren, drives it across. Goalkeeper Alisson gets a hand to it, comes out to Sterling. Sterling on the edge of the penalty area, back onto his right foot, tries to dink it forward. It's blocked by a Liverpool head. Comes back to Fernandinho. Then he is able to give it to Laporte on the left. Laporte's out swinging cross. Van Dijk gets up high, heads it away. Aguero claims that he might have been shoved there by Van Dijk. Nothing from referee Taylor. Still Manchester City. Aguero at the near post, drives it in. Brilliant play from Sergio Aguero. What a touch. First with his right foot, then a rapier finish with his left foot, high into the Liverpool net. And City, they needed this, have taken the lead with less than 5 minutes to go to half-time. It's Aguero, it's Manchester City 1, Liverpool 0.
It all started with Sané's pace down that left-hand side. He goes away from Lovren, if he wasn't there. And then the ball comes back in, Aguero thinks he gets fouled. Nothing happens after that, but then this goal is absolutely Sergio Aguero at his best. He thinks he gets fouled. I don't think it's a foul. We just saw the replay, but he gets up off his feet, onto his feet, and then the next ball comes in. Great touch ahead of Lovren. Right foot first touch, left foot volley. It's a half volley, high into the right foot of the net, goalkeeper, no chance. That is Sergio Aguero, who's had a very, very good first half. Brilliant goal, absolutely top draw.
It's one of those where the spectators, when they see it on the big screen, give an audible gasp once they see it again and see the skill that was involved there at high pace from this brilliant Manchester City striker.
That was top draw. Listen, he's a fantastic goal scorer, world class at it, we know that. His game tonight, he's been excellent so far this first half. His movement, his energy, and that finish, absolutely top draw.
Manchester City 1, Liverpool 0, and the leaders, the unbeaten leaders, are behind here at the home of the champions.
It's very important now. Guardiola will be saying to them, keep the tempo up. We've got 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes to half time. Don't encourage Liverpool on, don't get sloppy.
Sergio Aguero's name being sung. There is a blue flare, it's actually a navy blue flare going off in amongst the Manchester City fans near the Liverpool section, but it's in the home area, and the stewards are now getting to wherever it is, and that blue smoke is billowing up out of the spectators in there behind the goal in which Sergio Aguero has just scored what is his 14th goal of the season. Here's Aguero again. Liverpool are able to scramble it away. Henderson heads it forward. Fernandinho now towards Sterling, and then Bernardo Silva in the centre circle. Manchester City looking to finish the first half strongly here, having scored the opening goal in the 41st minute, and that's 10 in the Premier League this season for Aguero, so he's got as many as Eden Hazard now. Here is Aguero down the left hand side. Aguero looking for help from David Silva, back to Aguero. Van Dijk came across, but well-timed challenge from Van Dijk on Aguero, and the Liverpool record signing clears it away towards the halfway line. Now here's Firmino playing it through, looking for Salah. This time Stones came across. Now Fernandinho to Zane, and Zane will just slow it down and give it back to Laporte near the halfway line, and they'll go back into their own half, Manchester City. Less than 2 minutes of the first half to go, and Manchester City songs ringing around the ground. Sergio Aguero's name, such a favourite here. Aguero, the club's record goal scorer. That's another one to the tally. 213 now in a Manchester City shirt for Sergio Aguero. And he scored in all 7 of his home league appearances against Liverpool. Not scored at Anfield against Liverpool, but scored 7 goals here against them. Here's Wijnaldum. Back it goes to the centre circle, where Henderson plays it to the right hand side. Alexander-Arnold's ball forward, and then Stones is able to come across and clear it out of play on the halfway line.
Well, you say, Johnny, you look this first half, City, great tempo about them, didn't create anything till Aguero produces that bit of brilliance. Liverpool could have been 1-0 up, we know that, where they hit the post and the mess up between Stones and the goalkeeper Edison. But overall, here they go.
Firmino tries to play it through, but Kompany was in just the right place. Looking for Salah on the edge of the box, but Kompany cut it out.
I think City's just edged it on football-wise, being in control of the game longer. But one chance all. City's took theirs. Liverpool unlucky.
Such small margins.
Yep.
Tiny margins. Less than an inch of a margin. Liverpool could have been in front, but Manchester City are through a brilliant finish. It really was. You need to see that somewhere or other. Just vintage Sergio Aguero. You know, he's a player. I mean, you spotted it, Chris, didn't you? When he's on his game, when he's absolutely top fitness, and he's looked it tonight. Yeah. You know that goals are going to come.
Oh, his movement's fantastic. He picks it up, he runs it. Yeah, he runs in behind. He comes short. I mean, people will say, his first touch wasn't the best, and his second touch. Listen, that was brilliant. That ball fizzed across. First touch with 1 foot, left foot, bang, goal, no chance. He's brilliant at it. Brilliant goal scorer. And his all-round game's been great tonight.
Yeah. I know Liverpool's record goal scorer is watching here. We saw pictures of Ian Rush in the stands before the game. Here's Danilo heading the ball forward, but Van Dijk nods it back for Liverpool. Now Fernandinho turns, but Van Dijk, well, if that had been either side of him, Sterling could have been away, but Van Dijk was in the right place. Now the ball on the right-hand side with Alexander-Arnold. That's gone a long way across field to the edge of the area, but Danilo is able to come across and with his left foot deliver it back into the Liverpool half. 2 minutes of added time are being played. and Manchester City lead by 1-0. We're going to hear from Pat Nevin at half-time, who's watching this game from afar, but he'll give us an assessment on what he's seen and picked out. Sterling plays the ball across towards Sané, just forward of the centre circle. Sané then plays it back towards Laporte, and Milner in with a challenge, and he was caught by Laporte. It's a free kick to Liverpool on the halfway line, and yes, the yellow card is being produced again by referee Taylor, this time for the left back Laporte, as he is tonight.
Yep, sloppy play. Milner gets there before him, just takes it away, and he takes him out, completely takes him out. Yellow card.
That's 2-2 on yellow cards, I make it. Company and Laporte.
That's it.
Lovren and Wijnaldum. Free kick then. And we are in the second minute. We've got less than 30 seconds of the 2 minutes to play. City leading through the Aguero goal. Free kick though. Milner has climbed to his feet and he's ready to take it. Manchester City holding their line almost 10 yards outside the penalty area. It's taken short by Milner to Alexander-Arnold. Then Milner's cross high into the area. Lovren was after it, but it was headed away, and headed away well for Manchester City. Firmino turns it to the right. The home fans want the whistle to go. Milner plays it in. Van Dijk heads it across, and then who was there to head it away? Little Sterling on the edge of the 6-yard box. No, it's Fernandinho on the edge of the 6-yard box to clear it away. And the half-time whistle goes at the Etihad Stadium, and Manchester City, in this game that was billed as a must-win game for the champions, whether that was the case is debatable, but they are winning it at half-time thanks to a brilliant piece of finishing from Sergio Aguero.
Yeah, I think City's just edged it. I think a lot of tension out there, a few tackles flying in, but the difference has been Aguero with that goal. And yes, Liverpool could have been 1-0 at the post, but overall I think City's just shaded it, but it's anything can happen in the second half. It's not dead.
Yep, two big incidents in the first half. Liverpool nearly scored, but Sergio Aguero decisively did. So at half-time, Manchester City 1, the leaders Liverpool 0. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, Danilo was the first one out of the tunnel actually and sprints over to the far side. So the teams as you were to start the match. City with Ederson in goal. Back four of Danilo, Stones, Company and Laporte. Fernandinho with Bernardo Silva and David Silva in midfield. And Raheem Sterling, Leroy Sané and Sergio Aguero as the front three. Anthony Taylor just checking with the two goalkeepers. Liverpool's team, Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, Lovren, Van Dijk and Robertson. Henderson with Wijnaldum and Milner in midfield. And Salah, Firmino and Mane are the front three. And as the second half gets underway, Manchester City playing from right to left, as they like to do here, towards the end to our left. And we're watching from the dressing room side of the ground. City lead through that Sergio Aguero goal in the 41st minute. Here's Milner being put under pressure by Fernandinho, and the ball bounces for Manchester City in the sky blue shirts with the dark blue numbers, white shorts, dark blue socks. Liverpool and the all red kit with the white trim, white numbers on the back. And here is the goalkeeper, all in yellow, Ederson, who chips it out towards Laporte, who heads it infield straight at Henderson. The ball is deflected off David Silva out of play for a throw-in near the halfway line. Jurgen Klopp already in position. Haven't seen Pep Guardiola yet at the start of the second half. Pep Guardiola's Manchester City team have not kept a clean sheet in their last 9 matches in all competitions. If they get one tonight, they'll win the game and they'll narrow the gap on the leaders. They'll be back in second. But here's Alexander Robertson on the left-hand side. Mane gives it back to Andy Robertson, and then Milner goes back towards the halfway line. Van Dijk is there. He turns, has a look forward, but will pull the pass right-footed right across the halfway line towards Wijnaldum. He's almost dropped into the right-back position, and Liverpool are forced through Lovren to go all the way back to their goalkeeper. Be interesting to see Chris Waddle's with us, the former England World Cup player, for this match on 5 Live, what the approach is going to be. And Manchester City, Sterling win it back. Bernardo Silva with a dart towards the edge of the box. Van Dijk hesitated there for a moment. Bernardo Silva, though, is shepherded out towards the right-hand side. Still Bernardo Silva. He is a thing of beauty when he's running with the ball, Bernardo Silva. It almost sticks to that left foot of his. Brilliant left foot. Plays it back towards the halfway line. Now the tall, shaven-headed Company back to the right to Danilo. Whatever the knock was, whatever the problem was, Danilo seems to have run it off, and he goes back into his own half. Yep, so the approach for these two teams in the second half.
Well,
Chris.
City, no risk. Let's keep the tempo as high as you can and keep playing your football. But Liverpool have got to come out, and they've got to be a little bit more adventurous when they get the ball. Unfortunately, as I say, they need a creative player in that midfield, whether it be Lallana or Shaqiri to play a 10 role. They need somebody in that middle of the park who can put their foot on the ball.
Yeah, there's half a suggestion at half time that Shaqiri might have be being readied, but not on the field yet. Now shove on Sterling by Sadio Mane as Sterling took it down the right wing. Free kick, push in the back. Free kick to Manchester City out on the far side. Still quite a number of people coming back to their seats. You'd think for this one, Manchester City Liverpool, you'd make sure that you were back in your seat for the start of the second half.
Hey, if you've paid for hospitality, you'll get your money's worth.
Yeah, free kick taken by City. Danilo goes back towards the halfway line. I hope the Yorkshire puddings were worth it. Well, they've missed nothing yet. Company to the left hand side, back to Laporte, and then Company will give it back to Stones near the centre circle. Forward from Danilo, looks for a 1-2 with Sterling. Liverpool parked behind the ball at the moment, and Manchester City in no hurry, quite happy to play it patiently. And Stones rolls it over the halfway line. Bernardo Silva whips a pass right over the halfway line here to Laporte. Laporte making good ground now, and now beginning to move infield. Laporte, though, his crossfield pass hit Henderson, bounces for Sadio Mane, and Liverpool now with Milner, pass it up towards Firmino. An important challenge by Fernandinho, first on Firmino, then on Sadio Mane. The ball bounced, might have come off Fernandinho's hand, but he didn't know a great deal about it. Now a ball forward from Danilo, but up goes Lovren to head it down. And then Sadio Mane goes down rather easily from the nudge from behind from Danilo, but it is a free kick. Referee Anthony Taylor in charge, and he's done pretty well so far, although there certainly was a case that he could have shown a red card to Vincent Kompany. I'm absolutely certain that will get a mention in the post-match interviews. Zane swings the ball across to Sterling. Sterling high into the penalty area. Alexander-Arnold has headed it away, but not clear of the penalty area. Now David Silva to Zane, and it bounces off Lovren as Anthony Taylor slips over and behind for a goal kick.
He booked himself for that dive. It was terrible.
There was no one anywhere near him. Can't believe it. You can't get away with that. Here's Robertson now, and Robertson's pass straight to Sterling, and so Manchester City can come forward again. Bernardo Silva, you enjoyed that pass from Bernardo Silva.
He's been the best player in the park for me tonight. Aguero's been great, don't get us wrong, first half brilliant, but overall, even start the second half, Bernardo Silva's been, his energy levels and his pass, the quality he's got in that left foot is fantastic.
Here's the ball up towards Sterling on the right hand side. Bernardo Silva waiting in the middle, but the ball's chipped forward by Fernandinho down the right, and Danilo on the chase. It's cleared away, it comes off Van Dijk, but it falls to Wijnaldum for Liverpool in the D on the edge of his own penalty area. It's quite beautifully poised, this, with Liverpool 1-0 down, the leaders, as Firmino plays the ball towards the left hand side, and Sadio Mane now to the byline, is able to pull over the cross, but it drops into the arms of goalkeeper Ederson, who's just able to just keep possession and slow the game down again with City leading.
Even the front three of Liverpool, they look a little bit off the pace, leggy. Firmino's had the odd good touch, not a lot, not being heavily involved at all. Salah, alright, got took out by Kompany, but he had linked that play for that great chance they had with Mane, but apart from that, they've been very quiet, the front three.
All of the post-match interviews that we do, there'll be analysis as well. That'll be all for you to hear on the 5 Live Football Daily podcast. Aguero, and now Leroy Sané. Sané advancing towards the edge of the penalty area, but Lovren forces him wide, gives it to Sterling now. Sterling into the box up against Robertson. Robertson puts in the challenge. Sterling goes down. Referee instantly says no penalty. Well, you can hear the supporters howling for it, the Manchester City fans. Not really much of a protest or an appeal from the Manchester City players. The two of them came together and ended up in a heap together, Robertson and Sterling. And now Alexander-Arnold passes the ball out of play on the halfway line.
Bernardo Silva doing shuttle runs there, but worthwhile. We're getting a replay here. Sterling goes on the outside. Yeah, there is arms on him, but no, he'd lost the ball.
He cuts the ball back.
Yeah, he chops it back with his right inside his right foot, and Robertson's run all of them. They've grabbed each other and they've felt the ground, but no, I don't think he would have got the ball anyway.
Yeah, because the ball had gone. Yeah. Manchester City 1, Liverpool 0. BBC Radio 5 Live on this Thursday night, with the Premier League leaders unbeaten in the league so far this season, but losing 1-0 here to Manchester City. And Sané black gloves on, all that hair, plays the ball down the left-hand side to David Silva. David Silva's ball across, diving header away by Lovren. An unconvincing clearance from Alexander-Arnold. Fernandinho now went for a curler, but hit it high over the angle of post and bar by between 5 and 10 feet.
I think Guardiola will be delighted the way City have approached the second half. They've come out the blocks, they're the team moving the ball. We've not seen anything of Liverpool, and so Klopp's going mad. I'm just seeing him on the replay here. He's going absolutely mad 2 minutes ago about his team. They just seem lack of energy, whether it's nerves, whether the occasion's got, I don't know. They just don't look fresh. They look as if very leggy, nothing about them.
And of course these two teams, that's the slightly disappointing side of it, is that this game comes now at the end of the Christmas and New Year period. Liverpool played 8 games in December. Manchester City played 9 games, and we might be about to see a Liverpool change actually. Fabinho is the player who's standing up and preparing himself to come on. Here's Alexander-Arnold though, running the ball forward from inside his own half. Manchester City players trying to get back. Alexander-Arnold's crossfield path was deflected actually, so Sadio Mane, and it slowed it down, and Manchester City have been able to get back into position. So yep, Fabinho will be coming on. He's just putting on his number 3 shirt now, so that will be the first change. I think they do need a little bit of something in midfield.
Yeah, we know he's a passer. I just wonder about the pace of the game. When I've saw him, John, he's a good footballer, but the pace of this game, I don't know if it's a bit quick for him, but we know he can play.
Wijnaldum gave it away. Aguero to Sterling. Sterling's ball across, only half cleared by Van Dijk. Swung a leg at it, and it bounced, fortunately for Liverpool, across the penalty area. And then the ball is wrung back with an acrobatic fling of the leg from Bernardo Silva, and Manchester City have got it back inside their own half. I was looking at the body language as well of Pep Guardiola when Alexander-Arnold was allowed to carry the ball forward. He feared the worst there, but it came to nothing. 1-0 Manchester City. They would move to 50 points if they hang on to the lead, but there's a long way to go yet, much like the season itself. City in possession.
You just watch the time they've got on the ball, Company and Stones at times, and you watch the two wide men for City, and they just watch instead of taking off. They're in, the space is there behind. There we go.
David Silva playing it down the right hand side. This for Sterling. Sliding challenge, good one from Andy Robertson. The ball deflected out towards the left hand side. It's been a real tussle, Sterling and Andy Robertson. It's been one of the highlights of the game to watch those two take one another on. Liverpool coming forward. Sadio Mane does well. A little touch. Now to Milner. Milner to Mohamed Salah on the edge of the box. 2 players quickly on him, both Sané and Company. And Sané comes out with the ball against Liverpool's top scorer. And City clear it towards Lovren, who turns it back towards Alisson, who fortunately for him was outside of the penalty area. Aguero herring around. He's chasing Van Dijk now, and Van Dijk, long pass forward, easily cut out by the outstretched boot of Laporte. But now Alexander-Arnold to Salah. Mane, middle of the Manchester City half. Mane slips the pass towards the left hand side to the dangerous Robertson. Robertson's ball in, took a deflection, falls into the path of Alexander-Arnold, who went for the drive on the half volley but rather sliced it a yard and a half wide.
Who's come off? Henderson? No, Milner.
Well, Milner was, remember, something of a doubt. He had the hamstring problem, and he won the Premier League twice with Manchester City. He was typically tireless when he was here, but he's being booed off by the home supporters, and he turns and very pointedly claps towards the Liverpool fans on the far side.
Well, yeah, obviously he's going to do that. So, listen, he's done his job. You can't say he's had a bad game, but when you've got 3 similar players in the middle of the park, there's not enough creativity from them, and it's cost them so far. The front 3 haven't had any service.
Right, well, we'll see what effect Fabinho is able to have on the game. Manchester City 1, Liverpool 0. BBC Radio 5 Live. Yeah, the 5 Live Football Daily podcast, you can download that. It's available from the BBC Sounds app for your morning commute or whatever you happen to be doing in the morning, whether you're delivering the milk. Do people still deliver milk? Whether you're looking the sheep, it's available in the morning. Here is Lovren inside his own half. Long pass forward from him. The offside flag is up against Sadio Mane, and it's a free kick to Manchester City, 10 yards inside their own half.
It's strange that when Edison played the ball out to Laporte at left back, he miscontrolled it, didn't he? Guardiola turned around, sprinted to the dugout and said to Kyle Walker, get warmed up. So,
and now we see Guardiola while the ball...
The subs are going to be key, by the way, because there is players... Can they keep the tempo up? You know, David Silva, Bernardo Silva's been all over the place. Excellent he's been tonight for me. You just wonder, can they keep it up? Aguero's had an unbelievable first half. The two Wade men have worked really hard. As for Liverpool,
two managers, well, we were waiting for that Manchester City free kick. Guardiola talking. Long ball forward. This is for Sané on the left-hand side. Sané pulls it down. Not too many options, though. And now he gives it back to David Silva. Laporte now down the left wing. Laporte into the full-back position, takes on and beats Sadio Mane, gives it to David Silva. Across from him to Fernandinho. Then further across to the right, where Danilo is able to get the ball under control, give it to Sterling. Bernardo Silva makes a run to the edge of the area. Still Danilo on the ball. Left foot shot, but he's pulled it wide of the near post. Bounces wide.
With an effort. Good football, changing it from left to right. From the Wade man on the left, Zania, to Sterling. Danilo cuts inside, what is he, 25 yards? That was a good 2 yards, 3 yards. Not half an inch. 2 or 3 yards.
Get the ruler out for that one. Manchester City leading Liverpool by 1-0. And here is Fabinho. Fabinho settling very much now in his first season as a Liverpool player. Liverpool go back to Robertson. Here's Van Dijk. The ball rolled across towards Lovren. And Lovren has a little look up, but Fabinho has dropped right back, almost in between the two central defenders. Since he's come on, Henderson's moved to the right. Fabinho playing more centrally. And the Liverpool captain now plays it back towards Lovren. And Manchester City force him to go all the way back to Alisson. So the City fans feel that they've got to increase the volume inside the stadium. Firmino does well, heads the ball forward, but Fernandinho, who's also been excellent there, typically excellent, Fernandinho centrally for Manchester City, is able to win the ball back, and City have it again inside their own half. We have half an hour to go, and Manchester City lead Liverpool by 1-0. Liverpool half an hour away from what would be their first league defeat of the season. City with the ball halfway inside his own half. Plays it back, Bernardo Silva slips it forward towards Danilo. Run from Sterling, but the intended pass from Danilo is blocked out of play for a throw into Manchester City on the far side of the ground. Yes, I noticed when we had that little stoppage, Guardiola called across David Silva. There were instructions for him, and likewise Klopp called over Sadio Mane, and there were instructions for him to give to the rest of his teammates. Throwing onto the field from Manchester City for David Silva. Laporte with the ball at his feet, puts his foot on the ball twice, plays it behind him to Vincent Kompany. Overhits the pass over the head of Sané, straight out of play for a throw-in to Liverpool, halfway inside their own half. Last season, Manchester City's first league defeat of the campaign was at Anfield against Liverpool in January. Here tonight in January, Liverpool are facing the first league defeat of their season at the home of the champions, Manchester City. Here's Van Dijk.
Subs will be key. There's 3 warming up for City. I would think the next 5 minutes there'll be probably 2 coming on. You don't want to take that third one, because if you get something injured or something, that leaves you a 10. But I think you make 2 substitutions in the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Shaqiri certainly looked to be getting himself ready for Liverpool. Henderson chipping it forward. High foot there by Firmino on Fernandinho. Bounces out of play in the end. Off the Liverpool number 9 for a throw-in to Manchester City. Laporte waiting to take it. Quite a number of substitutes just warming up here. Shaqiri is one of them. And Manchester City with a throw halfway inside their own half. Laporte hurls it towards goal scorer Aguero. Henderson got there with the challenge first, and it's deflected out of play near the halfway line. It's not been the goal fest, it's not been the exhibition of exciting, dramatic football.
I didn't think it would be. Did you
at either end.
Did you think it was going to be?
Well, having seen the game in October at Anfield, when that was given the massive talk up,
no,
then I did have my doubts.
It's very rare. I think 2 teams of this quality going together is going to be a 4-3 of whatever. Very rare.
Free kick. Well, that did happen last January at Anfield. Free kick for Liverpool. just to the right of the centre circle, just a high foot. Alexander-Arnold waiting to take this. City holding their line high. Alexander-Arnold's delivery and goalkeeper came. Company headed it away. Firmino on the right side of the box drives it across. Sliding goalkeeper blocks it. And the ball, fortunately for City, fell to a sky blue shirt, and they were able to clear it up towards Aguero, who under pressure runs it out of play.
He's feeling the pace, Aguero. He had an unbelievable first half, and he's not been a sharp second half. He did well there to take the ball away down the lane, but what is the goalkeeper doing? That last set piece from Liverpool goes in. He's come 15 yards, and he's 5 yards away from it.
And really it was Harum Scarum defending in the end, with Ederson sliding back in amongst his own defenders in the 6-yard box.
You need to put subs on, Guardiola. They're feeling the pace now.
City.
Yeah, feeling the pace, City. You need to get a couple of fresh legs on.
Fabinho, high pass here to Firmino, who's pulled out towards the right-hand side. We will see those changes. Gundogan coming on for Manchester City. Alexander-Arnold swinging the ball towards the left-hand side. Robertson, ball at his feet, plays it back towards Fabinho. It's a real sense of urgency you feel with City, that they want to get this change made. Liverpool perhaps trying to take advantage of this. Alexander-Arnold does well, comes inside Sané, left-footed cross towards the back post, stretching, Robertson plays it across, and it's headed in. Firmino is there, a diving header right on the goal line to make it 1-1. And Liverpool have taken advantage of that slight whiff of invincibility about Manchester City. They look vulnerable there, and Liverpool make it 1-1.
Well, they came off the pace, and we're just talking about it, saying you need fresh legs. It's a good ball to the far post, but you've got to look at Danilo, and where is he positioned? It goes to the far post, no pressure on the ball. He comes inside Alexander-Arnold, and it's at the far post. Robertson on a run. Where's Sterling? Who's tracking him? Danilo doesn't know what's around him. He's picking up Marnie at the far post. Robertson just ghosts in behind everybody, back across the goal. Simple diving header, from 2 yards out for Firmino. You've got to question Sterling about chasing Robertson back, but 1-1.
The goal coming, the equaliser coming from Roberto Firmino, following up his hat-trick at the weekend in Liverpool's previous game against Arsenal, with the equaliser here. And Manchester City making the change. David Silva being substituted. Yep. Ilkay Gundogan comes on for him. He has been quiet, David Silva.
I think he's done okay. He's done a really good job for the team. He's put his foot in, he's closed people down, but he's felt the pace. And maybe if he'd done that 5 or 10 minutes earlier, it might have helped them out. But you've got to say, how Sterling let Robertson run that far. You're talking, 30, 40 yards.
It's that vulnerability about Manchester City at the back again. Now here's Sterling, though, as they come forward, played across towards Aguero. Aguero with a touch, but quite a heavy touch as he took it round Lovren, and it's actually run behind there and out of play for a goal kick to Liverpool. So it's 1-1 now.
Well, do you go with Mahrez to come on, Asani off, and put Sterling on the left, because Sterling's still got a lot of energy, even though he didn't track Robertson back with the goal? Do you put Jesus on for Aguero, who is feeling the pace, but we know Aguero is capable of putting the ball in the back of the net?
It's funny, isn't it, Chris? You called it. You said that Manchester City were just struggling, as though the pace had caught up with them, this intense period that we've had, and Liverpool were able to take advantage. Sterling goes through one challenge, bounces away. Now Sterling wins the free kick after the challenge came in on him just 10 yards forward of the centre circle. Well, Firmino protests about this, but the free kick, Sterling ran into, well, it was a congested central area. Not sure how much there was in it, but
I think he's a lucky boy there. They got a free kick in a very good area. What is it, 40 yards out, and Liverpool very high, defending couple of yards outside the D, and looking for a bit of quality now, Man City. But great response by Liverpool to get back in the game.
Yep. 1-1. Gundogan waits to take this free kick. Now Manchester City have got to respond. Gundogan stands tall, right for the ball, over the back line. Oh, Laporte misses it completely. It's an awkward height for him, actually. It was at hip height, and he looked as though he wasn't sure whether to stoop for it or... And in that moment, the baller was through for a goal kick.
Yeah, maybe bring it down. On left foot volley, as you say, he was caught in two mains. Eventually it hits him and goes out of play. There'll be no rush now for Liverpool. They're happy with this result.
They'd take this, wouldn't they?
Oh yeah, most definitely. They'll They'll wait for an opportunity. They hope City really come out and leave gaps all over the place, and they'll exploit it. But Liverpool will be absolutely delighted.
5 Live Sport, Manchester City 1, Liverpool 1. We're on air till 10:30 tonight as Alexander-Arnold takes the ball forward. It's hooked across by Salah, looking for Mane, cleared away by City, and then Laporte and Gundogan are able to clear it up towards Aguero. No immediate sign of another change as Laporte's ball long downfield drifts out of play.
I like Laporte at centre half. He's not a left back. He's struggled in possession a lot, but at centre half he's comfortable, he's dominant, he's good, he's mobile. At left back you get a lot of ball where you've got to make a lot of decisions from that left back position and join in, and he's found that a little bit hard, I think.
Well, he did play there, didn't he, for Athletic Bilbao, his previous club, but in the main at City he has played in central defence. Fabinho swings the ball across towards Robertson. Robertson now a low pass towards Salah. Salah, in comes the challenge from Company to take it clean as a whistle. Liverpool win it back. Robertson bounces away from Fabinho. Liverpool are having a good moment here, as they say. Alexander-Arnold with a high cross, but Ederson's able to come and make a catch above his head. Manchester City, no clean sheet again today. That's 10 matches in a row without a clean sheet for the champions in all competitions. Company heads it forward, but it bounces for Liverpool.
And maybe look at Mahrez for Sane. Sane's feeling the pace. He's not really got into his stride the last 15 minutes, and Mahrez, fresh, tricky, clever, can make something happen. Maybe bring Sterling to this left-hand side. And obviously you've got to look at Jesus, because Aguero is feeling the pace. He's put an unbelievable shift in.
We have just over 20 minutes to play. Manchester City 1, Liverpool 1. Liverpool supporters in good voice now, singing in their section after that equaliser, which was at their end of the ground. Excellent work from Robertson again. And he is, as Jose Mourinho said, but I think anyone who will watch Liverpool can see that he is tireless from left back. The amount of defending that he's had to do against Sterling Robertson, and yet brilliant play really to beat Sterling at the other end and set up the goal for Firmino. Here's Sané though for Manchester City down the left hand side. Sané, right footed, slips the ball through beyond Aguero, through to the goalkeeper.
I'll tell you what I forgot about, Kevin De Bruyne. If he's fit, you've got to get him on. He can turn a game.
And he is one of the 3 City players warming up to our left. Ball over the top through the middle for Salah. Shouts for handball against Salah as he was defending it from Stones. No free kick. City come forward. Ball played to Gundogan. Gundogan has Aguero. Goes out wide though to Sané. Sané looks up. Left-footed ball curling in over the top of Aguero. That's a slice clearance from Robertson that bounces across his own penalty area. And will actually, rather fortunately for the Scottish captain, bounce at the feet of goalkeeper Alisson, who is waiting and now finally is able to pick it up.
Long 20 minutes for City this. They are feeling the pace. They put an unbelievable shift in, give them credit, but Liverpool stuck at it, waited, bided the time, and they've got the result. They got the goal they needed, and now they look the fresher of the 2 teams.
Just aware of the fact that in the Manchester City hospitality area to our right, that there was 1 or 2 policemen are involved there, just sort of keeping an eye on things. I know there were a couple of incidents in the Champions League match here. Here's Wijnaldum playing the ball through the middle for Salah, but Ederson was quickly out of his penalty area. I noticed 1 or 2 people have been walked away from the area. City coming forward. Sterling into the middle of the half, sets up Sané, left foot shot, it's hit the post, it's in! Manchester City are back in front. Sterling sets up Sané, and his low shot from the angle found the foot of the post and the back of the net. City back in front, and Liverpool's unbeaten run in the Premier League this season is under severe pressure again.
Well, I've got to say, I did not see this coming. I thought Sterling was offside when he receives the ball, but waiting for the flag to go up, it didn't, and then he just takes off. When the ball actually comes to Sterling, very tight call. Lovren maybe just played him on. Sterling then takes it up, great run. Then he waits, and then he just rolls Sane in, and Sane, what a shot. Exactly what you'd say. Hit it across the keeper, aim for the far post. He does that brilliantly. It's inside the post. Keeper absolutely no chance, and in it goes.
It looked in from the moment he hit it, But I have to say, for a split second, I thought it was going to hit both posts, which it actually did. It hit the back of the other post and then bounced into the net.
I think it actually caught the studs of Alexander-Arnold as well.
So Sterling, you said, Chris, that he was caught out for the Liverpool equaliser, but he played a full part there in the City second goal.
Great run, just right on the lane as well. Could have easily been we talk about an inch, he could have been offside.
Yeah, well, it has been a game of fine margins. I think the City supporters were worried after the Liverpool equaliser. They were concerned about where this game was going, but that Liverpool lead lasted for 8 minutes. They brought themselves level for 8 minutes before Manchester City were back in front.
I think Jurgen Klopp will be a little bit angry about why they were so open, how Sterling could pick the ball up on the last line of the defence, run across the field, sawing it in. Why they got so many players ahead of the ball.
Liverpool in possession, Manchester City back in front, leading 2-1. Fabinho, great pass, but Sadio Mane couldn't get the ball under control. It bounced off him and through for a goal kick to the champions.
Well, so we're going to see what Guardiola's thinking. Klopp is thinking, what, Shaqiri? I would go for it now. You've got nothing to lose. If you lose 3-1, so be it. You might as well go for the get 2-2. You might as well go for it now.
Well, this is the first Premier League match this season in which Liverpool have conceded 2 goals. And that one, pinpoint finish by Leroy Sané. But then again, Liverpool are today at the home of the champions. Gundogan, Leroy Sané heads it back into his own half. Now Laporte with a pass back towards Ederson, which Salah was interested in, but Ederson got there first and plays it out towards Stones. Stones now forward towards Fernandinho. Well, crossfield pass from him was cut out by a stretching Sadio Mane. And now Lovren up through the middle to Salah. Firmino looks for Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum is able to play the bouncing ball past Danilo, but Stones was there with the covering challenge. We're now almost into the last 15 minutes of this match, and cheers because Robertson can't keep the ball in. It's a throw into Manchester City on the far side.
City will slow it down. Fernandinho tried the right ball. Sané had acres on this left hand side, just didn't get any height on it. Could have proved costly, but it didn't. It's finely balanced now, isn't it? Who's going to make a mistake?
Here comes Shaqiri, Chris. He's going to be the next man onto the field. Liverpool's second change.
For Firmino, or will it be Henderson or Wijnaldum?
You'd think in the circumstances one of those midfield three.
Yeah, to go for it, yeah.
Stones passing the ball to Danilo on the right hand side. Manchester City supporters in great voice. It was 1-0 to City at half time. Aguero's brilliant piece of forward play, flashing finish. Firmino equalised with the header from Robertson's cross, and then Leroy Sané set up by Sterling, and an excellent finish from an angle. As I mentioned, Shaqiri's about to come on for Liverpool. Henderson playing it to Firmino, and then pass from Wijnaldum was a little short. That means that Manchester City are back in possession. Bernardo Silva plays it over the top, but nowhere near the run of Aguero.
That was what I'm on about. It wasn't Aguero. He's looking at Sterling. Spin. You're in. Again, he's standing still, waiting to find out what's going to happen. You make the man kick the ball. Sterling moves, he'll kick it.
75 minutes played. Manchester City 2, Liverpool 1. All of the post-match interviews will be on the 5 Live Football Daily podcast, which you can find on the BBC Sounds app. Here's Van Dijk, who has shrugged off the ball. Challenge was heavy from Bernardo Silva, and it's a free kick to Liverpool halfway inside their own half. But we'll have all the reaction that we can get onto the air before Phil Williams at 10:30.
Arnie.
Surprise?
Yep, because he's got a goal and he's got ability to make something happen in that final third. So has Shaqiri. Shaqiri
then is on for Sadio Mane, and Shaqiri has immediately taken up a position here, so obviously Salah has gone more central. Throw in for Liverpool on the left hand side.
Fabinho's gone in the hole as a 10.
Robertson comes up to take the throw for Liverpool towards Fabinho. Bernardo Silva slid in on the challenge, but Robertson checked back and took the ball away from him. Here is Shaqiri into the action for the first time, plays it towards the edge of the area, but Kompany was able to pull it down. And now Laporte up towards Manchester City's recent goal scorer, Leroy Sané, but over the top of his head, and Liverpool have it again. Henderson, little Bernardo Silva bearing down on him, uses Lovren. Now Alexander-Arnold just in front of where Jurgen Klopp is standing. Liverpool now less than 15 minutes away from their first Premier League defeat of the season. Raheem Sterling challenged, the ball bounces to Fernandinho. Fernandinho through the middle towards Aguero, and Aguero just couldn't take it on. It bounced up onto his thigh and he stopped the bounce of the ball rather than the little glance that he wanted. Otherwise he would have been through, Chris.
What a ball Fernandinho, didn't it? What a ball Aguero just run and bent it inside the centre half, round the centre half. Absolutely wonderful pass. Maybe a little bit of fatigue. Aguero's put a massive shift in as well.
Well, I think the fatigue of the last month certainly playing a part. Yeah. It's been quite a tactical game, hasn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Not a great deal between the sides. Fabinho playing it back towards Van Dijk. Here's Robertson. Back in field again towards the Dutch central defender. Fabinho. Liverpool coming slowly forward here, approaching the halfway line. Time beginning to run out for Jurgen Klopp's side. Trent Alexander-Arnold drives a pass forward, but that is straight at Kompany. And now Fernandinho, who's had some great moments. Fernandinho in this game, underlining why he's so important to Manchester City. Danilo back towards Stones, and now Fernandinho just stroking it back to his goalkeeper Ederson. The cross comes Salah. Ederson passes it out through the middle. The crowd warned Bernardo Silva that Henderson's coming. Slip from Aguero, but the ball runs for Sané. Leroy Sané now has a look to see what he has either side of him. Uses Sterling right side of the box. Sterling inside the box, takes on Robertson, who puts in an excellent challenge. Whipped the ball away from Sterling just as it looked as though he was about to shoot for goal.
Robertson, brilliant again, absolutely reads the situation well, doesn't dive in on Sterling, takes the ball off him cleanly. Sané for me should have pulled the trigger. He had one-on-one with Van Dijk, get it out your feet and hit it.
He looked a little uncertain, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't want to hit it, he was looking for another option, and he's 18 yards out.
2-1 to Manchester City. Lots of FA Cup commentaries to come this coming weekend. The big preview tomorrow night on 5 Live Sport. But this is the Premier League, this big game in the Premier League that is being won currently by the champions. Alexander-Arnold back towards Shaqiri. Square from Shaqiri to Fabinho. Fabinho then to the left-hand side towards Robertson. Back in field it comes towards Shaqiri. Seen a lot of the ball since he's come on. Squat little figure, number 23 on his back. Gives it to Robertson. Back again towards Shaqiri. And then Shaqiri with a couple of touches, everyone in sky blue back behind the ball. Liverpool being patient here, even though we are now into the last 10 minutes of this game. There's a slip from Bernardo Silva, who goes down clutching his thigh. Liverpool in possession though. Bernardo Silva back on his feet. Shaqiri clips a pass to Robertson. First time touch off to Firmino. Firmino as Liverpool attack the end to our right. In comes the challenge. Fabinho takes up possession again. Fabinho now square towards Henderson. Well, there's a little bit of trouble here on the near touchline. Both Klopp and Guardiola, I'm not sure what's gone on there. In fact, they've just now put their arms around one another.
Klopp was having a go at the Man City bench about something.
And it's all calmed down quickly. Martin Atkinson stepped calmly in between them. All this time, Liverpool in possession. Shaqiri in the penalty area, chips it right across. Alexander-Arnold arriving, drives it across, takes a double deflection. It's poked goalwards, stretching header away by Stones, headed back in by Fabinho, and then headed away by Fernandinho. That was a touch of desperation to that defending. But now Manchester City after that break downfield with Sterling. Sterling has Aguero, slips it through. Aguero round the goalkeeper, who recovered brilliantly. Alisson.
Raheem Sterling did absolutely brilliant there. They cleared the ball, they've been under a lot of pressure. He runs it well. For me, he makes the wrong decision. Aguero's a great run. Look at Sané. Sané's on his own, running down the left-hand side. He plays Sané in, he's in. It's a wonderful ball to Aguero. Aguero's angle, too tight. And the goalkeeper, you've got to say, Alisson did everything brilliant.
Textbook defending, textbook goalkeeping from Alisson.
Exactly. Yeah, it's made himself big, great save.
Forced Aguero wide, and then just as he was looking to slip it goalwards, down the goalkeeper went and palmed it behind for a corner to Manchester City. I make this only the second corner of the match and Manchester City have had both of them. It's taken short, this one, and then driven in left-footed, and it's right across the face of the 6-yard box and through for a goal kick. So Manchester City lead Liverpool by 2-1, and we have less than 8 minutes to play plus added time.
Sturridge will come on.
Daniel Sturridge. Liverpool playing it long. Lovren, Company heads it towards Aguero, who flicks it on but just bounces through to Alisson inside the penalty area. And next time the ball's out of play, I think we'll see that change being made. And Gabriel Jesus.
No, Kyle Walker's coming on.
So double change for City. Liverpool. Van Dijk chips it across towards Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold goes for an early ball. Company backpedaling, heads it away on the edge of his box. Salah gambled on the run behind him, but Company got there, judged it well, and then ball headed forward by Van Dijk on the halfway line. Then Fernandinho challenged by Firmino. Ball runs into the penalty area. Salah, his shot across goal. Goalkeeper got a touch to it and deflected it across the face of goal. And now Manchester City are furious. Guardiola has gone to Martin Atkinson here and is waving his arms. He feels that Liverpool should have conceded a free kick near the halfway line. It's a corner to Liverpool.
It was two free kicks, and they had a case. Now the fourth official has told Anthony Taylor that Guardiola has really spoken. He's gone over the top here, and I think he could be sent to the stand.
Now Martin Atkinson has called across Anthony Taylor. Pep Guardiola has walked back towards his seat, and he's thrown his scarf down into his seat, and now Guardiola walks back and is jabbing a finger at Martin Atkinson, and Anthony Taylor is speaking to fourth official Atkinson. Guardiola is there stating his case, and we'll just see now whether Anthony Taylor takes the advice of Martin Atkinson and is going to leave this be, or whether he is actually going to send Pep Guardiola to the bench. They're still talking to one another, and Anthony Taylor turns and runs away and leaves him be.
There you go.
Well, that had to come from what Martin Atkinson said to referee Taylor.
Listen,
it's a corner to Liverpool though. Sturridge is going to come on, but not just yet. Manchester City leading Liverpool by 2-1. Here's the corner. Shaqiri, it's a deep one to the back post. Ederson came, got a touch to it. It was driven back across and then cleared away, scrambled away by Company. Wijnaldum on the far side was the player who drove it back across the penalty area, but it was an extremely congested 6-yard box, and Manchester City have been able to clear it out. And I think we will see the change now. This is the final Liverpool change, and it's Wijnaldum who is off, and with Liverpool trailing,
Kyle Walker's coming on.
We'll see Kyle Walker coming on. Gabriel Jesus was being prepared, but it is Kyle Walker first.
What will that be for one of the wingers?
Boost for Daniel Sturridge, another former Manchester City player, as a youngster. Liverpool chasing the game here, and the Manchester City change. Laporte sees Laporte coming off, so Danilo, I guess, will go across to left back.
It's a strange one.
And Walker waiting to come on. City leading by 2-1, so they're in no hurry here. And Laporte breaks into a trot and then slows down. Liverpool players, Shaqiri is just having a little word with Anthony Taylor to make sure he adds the time on. Walker is coming on, and it looks as though Walker is going to play left back on the left side. So 2-1 to the champions, Premier League leaders, facing their first defeat of the season here. Liverpool with Shaqiri on the halfway line. Shaqiri to Van Dijk. Van Dijk back onto his right foot. Then the crossfield pass bounces up into the chest of Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold's able to have time here to look up and play it forward into the penalty area, but Company will just allow that to bounce up past his chest, and even though Firmino is behind him, it's through for a goal kick. And we have 3.5 minutes plus added time to play. Manchester City lead Liverpool by 2-1.
I was just watching Guardiola there. Kyle Walker's come on as a sub at left back, and you've got to say Alexander-Arnold had that much time on the ball, and he's screaming at Walker to get close to him to stop him making the delivery. He was lucky that it goes out of play. It's a bad decision by Alexander-Arnold to try and play that ball, maybe put it in the box.
City's final change, Otamendi is stepping forward. So he's going to come on, and it looks as though there's a problem with company. Pep Guardiola steps forward. Now, is this going to...
Yeah, he's coming off.
Yeah, it's going to be company. So it is company who turns and gives the captain's armband to Fernandinho, and he's being cheered off. They're on their feet here. It's a standing ovation for Vincent Kompany, who has very much played his part.
Yeah,
captain's role.
Brilliant. Excellent performance.
Might have been sent off, of course.
Yeah, well, we're talking about. Yeah, you can say that was a little bit, but it was. He could easily have had a red, yes, and but he's played a big part tonight. A leader at the back, organiser.
All the reflections and the analysis on 5 Live with Chris Waddle. Mark Chapman's here with us until 10:30, and then you can hear it all if you miss it on the 5 Live Football Daily podcast tomorrow. Manchester City leading Liverpool by 2-1. We have 2 minutes to play plus added time. Liverpool have won their last 9 matches in a row in the Premier League, but facing defeat here. It will tighten up the Premier League title race. Lovren passing it out towards Alexander-Arnold, but he wins a throw-in. Guardiola picks up the ball from Klopp and hands it to Alexander-Arnold. On best behaviour now, Chris. Fabinho caught there. High it was by Bernardo Silva. He's trying to hook it away. The yellow card is out for Bernardo Silva.
Did they play with each other last year?
Bernardo Silva and Fabinho at Monaco.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. Well, not last year, the year before.
He obviously didn't like him.
Well, it's all fair in love and war. Free kick to Liverpool. Pass the ball over the halfway line. Shaqiri back towards Lovren. Lovren lifts a pass to Alexander-Arnold. He's going to stretch to reach that. He can't reach it. Bounces out of play. Klopp is furious with Lovren.
He is.
Palms apart. Absolutely. It's right on the line now.
What is it, last minute?
We are now in the 90th minute.
It'll be 4 minutes.
I would say so. Throw in for Manchester City. Danilo takes it. Aguero scored that brilliant opening goal. Heads it infield. Sané touch takes it out of play for a throw into Liverpool. And
pats Guardiola on the head. Guardiola, he turns out the crowd and gives them the arms. Come on, start getting noise. Get noise, look.
And they responded.
Yeah, brilliant.
Throw-in taken by Liverpool. Lovren into the centre circle, headed forward by Stones. Bounces for Sané here on the left-hand side. Sané slips away from Alexander-Arnold. Shaqiri comes in with a challenge. Sané shields it from him. Alexander-Arnold is able to come in and take the ball away from the German international. It's passed across the penalty area. Bernardo Silva's in. Bernardo Silva's shot is saved by the goalkeeper. It bounces out. Then it's driven wide by Sterling from just inside the box.
Didn't get 2 better chances to kill the game. Bernardo Silva has been magnificent tonight. His energy levels unbelievable. If he hits it low or high, he scores. He hits it a lovely height for the keeper. It's a comfortable save when it's straight at him, but Sterling, just hit the target. It's it, game over.
It remains 2-1 and there's 5 minutes of added time. Liverpool go long. Van Dijk, big moments these in the title race. Shaqiri can't reach it down the right.
They have switched over.
Manchester City.
Danilo has come to left back and Walker's gone to right back now.
So they've made that change. Danilo is now going to take this throw, bouncing the ball just off the pitch to our right. The orange-jacketed stewards are now in place. That's an indicator that the end of the match is nigh. Come on, City, the home supporters cheer. Be a fine win this to start 2019 after Liverpool's brilliant December when they won every match. Here Gundogan plays it forward, but has given possession back to Liverpool. Most of the spectators in front of us here are on their seats for the remainder of, feet for the remainder of this game. Alexander-Arnold now to Fabinho. Fabinho turns and gives it to Van Dijk. Van Dijk to Fabinho. Fabinho to the right-hand side to Alexander-Arnold. Now Shaqiri. Shaqiri on the right wing. Back to Alexander-Arnold again. Liverpool 10 yards inside the Manchester City half. Fabinho uses Shaqiri, who tries to drive it across field and passes it straight to Sterling, and Manchester City can run it away. Sterling plays it into Henderson. Now Fernandinho overhits the ball downfield.
If you're going to play a long ball like that, you're under pressure. Play it to the corner flags. You've got a chance of catching it, not through the middle to the keeper.
We're in the second minute of the 5 of added time. Manchester City are leading by 2-1. Danilo suggests that he was shoved off the field by Sturridge. No free kick. Throw in Liverpool. Fabinho now, ball bounces into Sané. Shaqiri to Alexander-Arnold. There's no space there though. Gundogan and Sané and Bernardo Silva all defending for their lives. Liverpool take the throw. Now it's flicked in field by Sturridge. Touch from Firmino. Salah on the edge of the box. He's been very quiet in the game. Salah now to Robertson. Robertson's ball in. That's a header away for Manchester City by Walker. Comes back out to Liverpool. Robertson's ball in again at head height. This is headed away by Gundogan on the edge of the box. Liverpool again find the ball back towards Henderson. Henderson's ball in, sliced that rather, headed forward by Fabinho and then sliced away by Danilo.
He needs a shout there, John. He's got time, and obviously the atmosphere is electric at the minute. You can't hear anything. So
2.5 minutes to go. Manchester City leading 2-1. Liverpool moments away from defeat. Van Dijk heads the ball across the penalty area. He's up there as well. Alexander-Arnold does very well, pulls it across, but it's blocked away and cleared away by Manchester City. Klopp races out of his coaching area. He wants the ball boy to give it back to Shaqiri, and he very coolly just rolls it back to Shaqiri, who took the throw. Guardiola is trying to whip up the crowd to see them through here. He knows how important this is. Shaqiri's left-footed ball high into the penalty area. Ederson comes, makes contact, bounces down for Sterling to clear it away. Liverpool again played forward, but Lovren's passed it straight to Aguero in the centre circle, who's going for goal.
What are you thinking? You're talking about running the clock down. There's got they're playing a back six at the minute, trying to deal with Liverpool bombing on, and Aguero decides to shoot from 125 yards.
It bounced twice before it reached Alisson. We're now in the 4th minute of added time. 2-1 to Manchester City. Real Premier League drama between third and first, as it's up towards Salah, bounces down and cleared away by Sané. No one left up for Manchester City. Alisson can almost join the attack. In fact, he's in the Manchester City half. Alisson plays it back behind him to Lovren. Lovren's ball long and over the top, takes a glance off ahead. Was it Kyle Walker's head? No, it wasn't. It was Van Dijk's head, and it's through for a goal kick to the champions.
Oh, I think Van Dijk's saying, why are you hitting the ball long into me? There's enough red shirts around you to build an attack. There'll be no rush here from City, and Liverpool a little bit too late for me. They've asked questions and put pressure on too late in the game. They should have done this start of the second half. They should have come out the blocks quicker and had a real goal.
It's going to be Liverpool's first Premier League defeat since May the 6th, when they lost at Stamford Bridge. Unbeaten in 21 Premier League matches in all. Manchester City, the champions, bouncing back here. The win at Southampton was really important for them. Here's a goal kick from Ederson. It's drifted straight out of play, but the 5 minutes are almost up now. Throw-in for Liverpool. Last year in 2018, Manchester City's first Premier League defeat of the season came in January at Liverpool. Bernardo Silva whacks the ball out of play. Another throw-in to Liverpool, and the crowd are holding the ball. They're holding the ball. Eventually it's thrown to Alexander-Arnold. It's up to Anthony Taylor now. Is the time for one last Liverpool attack? Fabinho. No, there isn't. There's the final whistle. Manchester City have beaten Liverpool. Guardiola and Klopp, there's a brief embrace between them, and then Guardiola looks up into the stand above where we are and points up there and punches the air. And in 2019, Liverpool's first Premier League defeat of the season has come here at the home of the champions, Manchester City. City had enough. Leroy Sané scored the winner after Roberto Firmino equalised Sergio Aguero's brilliant goal in the first half. But City are back into second, and now Manchester City are 4 points behind the leaders.
I've got to say, it was enjoyable. It wasn't a classic. There wasn't a lot of goal action, a lot of tension out there, a lot of nerves. But you've got to say City weathered the storm tonight, the second half in particular. But overall, I think City just edged it. I think it's a fair result, 2-1. Liverpool ran them at the last 10-15 minutes, put a bit of pressure on them, but didn't really offer enough over the 90 minutes. And I think City were just shaded the bet, just deserved the win for me. And you know, it makes it the race for the title more interesting for the neutral. But yeah, for me, City's just edged it tonight.
Yeah, lots to discuss, lots to talk about. Liverpool so close to taking the lead in the first half. question of whether Company should have been sent off for that challenge on Salah, but the noise inside the Etihad Stadium here, the City fans on their feet with their sky blue and white scarves, the flags are waving. They are right back, the champions in this title race. And Liverpool, they won't go unbeaten in the Premier League all season. Their first defeat comes in their 21st match. It's the end of the last professional unbeaten record in the country this season. But there's no disgrace in losing to the champions on their home ground. Players leaving the field. The final score, Manchester City 2, Liverpool 1.